Well, the CDC has told CNN that it's going to soon issue a warning to doctors to look out for a dangerous inflammatory disease affecting kids, one that's linked to the coronavirus. How the virus affects children, still something a mystery. We've been talking about this for quite a number of days now. For instance, the virus can harm children with previously undiagnosed underlying illnesses, which is what happened to an 8-year-old son and brother of our next two guests. Last month, Tyron Hardowar came down with a mild fever. Several days later, while with his mom, Tyron collapsed. His older brother, Tyron, ran into the room and administered CPR. EMTs soon arrived and had to use a defibrillator to revive Tyron, who didn't test positive for coronavirus, but did test positive for coronavirus antibodies. Joining me now is Tyron's father, Roop Hardowar, and his brother, Tyron, who helped save his brother's life. Roop and Tyron, thank you so much for joining us. It's just such an incredible story. Yes. Roop, can you just tell me, first of all, how is Tyron right now?
So Tyron is back home. He has come a long way. At this moment, he's working on building up his mobility back in terms of walking. And he also, in terms of communication, he wasn't able to over the past 24 hours, he has come back a far way because he's home. I think that's helping him in terms of making sentences and start to get back his strong voice.
And Roop, how long has he kind of been feeling sick?
Prior to him going to a cardiac arrest, he had a fever. And after that fever, the fever lasted about 3 days, but then he was fine again. However, he started with a diarrhea that eventually, 3 days later, he was in a cardiac arrest.
My God, that's so terrifying. Tyron, you're 15 years old. You're a Boy Scout, clearly. I love the uniform, looks great. It's so amazing what you did. Where did you learn CPR?
I learned CPR through scouting. I'm a Life Scout right now, and soon I'll become an Eagle Scout. One scouting requirement.
That's so impressive.
Yeah, every scout needs to learn CPR. Recently, I took a training in NYU Educational Lab, and there I had hands-on training, and that's where get familiar with CPR and practice. Yeah.
I learned it a while ago, but I just have a son now, and I after reading your story today, it just reminds me I need to learn CPR right now, particularly on a baby. Were you nervous? Because it's one thing to learn something like CPR, in class for Boy Scouts, to actually do it, when adrenaline is pumping and there's emotion and people are upset and crying around you. What was it? Were you nervous?
I was very nervous. I had all these thoughts going through my head, but then I told myself I need to put them aside and I need to focus in order to, be able to perform CPR, and I was able to do exactly that. I was able to...
That's incredible.
Once I saw...
that's a real skill. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Once I saw I was pumping, I saw him take a deep breath, and then I was like, I know I'm doing something right. And I continued, and I'm very happy that, I made an impact in his life. I was able to come back today.
Yeah. And Roop, Jaden's case, it's really unique because he didn't test positive for the virus. An MRI, I understand, didn't pick up anything, which you would expect to see something on an MRI, but then he did test positive for antibodies.
Yes. So this is the mystery of what's happening with the kids today, and this is what that's why we're here with you, Anderson, to let everyone know that it's a mystery, and the doctors are still, I believe, trying to figure this out. Tyron, they're saying had the virus sometime back, but then for us, we're thinking, did he had it during school, which is 4 or 5 weeks ago? Now, his underlying condition that they're talking about is something called Brugada syndrome, and that's what they think got compromised as a result of the coronavirus. That's something that we never knew about.
Did you know he had this syndrome? Oh, you didn't know?
No, we never knew this. And it's an underlying condition that just came about right now. And the doctors believe it's as a result of the virus.
That's so important. I'm so glad you came on to talk about this, because the idea that he might have had it, when from school, which, as you said, would have been weeks and weeks and weeks ago, didn't even know about it at the time. but because of this undiagnosed underlying condition, now has had this terrible reaction. That's such a warning for parents and kind of a wake up for all of us to be watching so carefully our kids.
Yes, definitely. At one point, we know that we should only adults or the elderly we should look at, but I would say today it's not the case. We have to look at our kids and look at all the signs that are coming along. The signs are no longer COVID-related signs. They can be anything that you have to take very serious. And in Jaden's case, we were taking things serious. We did consult his pediatrician, and even for them, they thought it was just a flu that he had with a high temperature because he had no COVID symptoms, just a flu.
Wow. Well, it's a wake up for doctors as well. Yeah. Roop, I'm so glad he's home and doing better, and I wish you the best. I wish your whole family. And Tyron, thank you so much. It's so impressive. It's so cool that you're a Boy Scout and going for Eagle Scout, and to learn something through Boy Scouts and to be able to actually help save a life. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So thank you so much, Tyron. Really appreciate it. I wish you luck on getting the Eagle Scout.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Anderson.
You guys take care, and my best to your family.